Emily Blunt and John Krasinski's complete relationship history. Emily Blunt and John Krasinski have not only had a good marriage, but they have also worked together on a number of films, which is not something that every Hollywood couple achieves. The couple has been married for over a decade and has 2 children as well as various production credits. They like walking the red carpet together and gushing over one another in interviews, proving that love can last. Here's a history of Blunt and Krasinski's long-lasting romantic relationship and movie collaboration. June 2006, Krasinski said in a 2016 interview with Glamour that he had a crush on Blunt long before he met her. He watched The Devil Wears Prada after it premiered in June 2006 and went on to watch it about 74 more times. Blunt found out after they'd been dating for a bit, and Blunt asked if he'd ever seen the iconic Meryl Streep film. I said, yes, and she said, how many times? And I said, a lot. She said, what's a lot? And I said, 75 times, he said. I'm lucky enough that she stayed with me and didn't realize that she had really married her stalker. November 2008. 2 years after discovering his comfort movie, Krasinski met Blunt through his friend Justin Theroux while out in Los Angeles. In an interview on Late Night with Seth Meyers in 2018, Blunt shared, it's kind of a sad, lame story. I was in a restaurant, he was in the restaurant. I was sitting with a mutual friend. And my friend Gray goes, oh my god, that's my friend John. And that was it. He was sitting with our friend Justin Theroux, and he abandoned Justin and came over to us. He just stood there and made me laugh. Krasinski and Blunt have debated over who asked who out first while talking to The Hollywood Reporter. Sweetly, they each think they had to convince the other. However it happened, they met for pizza at Krasinski's apartment, but they wouldn't get too detailed. It's so precious, I don't want to talk about it, Blunt explained. August 2009. The couple were engaged less than a year later, keeping most details of the moment private. Krasinski told Access Hollywood, it was very casual, and I was nervous. He added that they both cried. In 2021, on an episode of iHeartMedia's River Cafe Table 4 podcast, Blunt revealed a little more bizarre detail, saying she made an Garten's engagement chicken at the time. I guess I just made something that I knew he would love, she said. A roast chicken, who doesn't love roast chicken? July 2010. And then again less than a year after their engagement, they were married. The ceremony was held at George Clooney's home at Lake Como, Italy. Krasinski told Elle that it was the General Hospital actor's idea. Only on the 4th ask did I say yes, said Krasinski, because the first 3 times I thought, there's no way he is serious. But I started to see his feelings get hurt. I actually hurt George Clooney's feelings. For the ceremony, Blunt wore a Marchesa gown and a 3-carat round diamond and platinum ring by Neil Lane. May 2020. The film, as with most things, got delayed at the onset of the pandemic. The pair celebrated their 10-year anniversary in lockdown, too. Blunt told People, having John's support is everything because we are each other's confidant. That shared understanding has really been a very vital anchor for me. She added of their kids, being around little ones during the pandemic was such a saving grace because they would just be bouncing around the house, and your job is to protect them from what is happening and make sure their life remains joyful. May 2021. The sequel to A Quiet Place was released in May 2021, and it did very well, especially as people were hesitant to come out to the movies again. Blunt said on Jimmy Kimmel Live that the story's theme of needing your neighbor felt particularly pertinent. It has even more prominence now. It's sort of surreal, she explained. December 2022. While on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Blunt said she's kept the outfit she wore on her first date with Krasinski all these years. I have a really terrible, old, royal blue velvet jacket, and I don't wear it, but I wore it on John and I's first date, and I have not thrown it out, she admitted. It's such an awful jacket. I sit there and I go, that is a terrible jacket. That same month, Krasinski told Parade, I wouldn't be anywhere in my life without her. On a daily basis, but certainly, career-wise, as a dad, she pushes me to be better every single day at everything I do. June 2023. While being interviewed for Harper's Bazaar UK, Blunt shared that the best gift she's ever gotten came from her husband. I will say, my husband has bought me some amazing and thoughtful, deep gifts, she remarked. He bought me an antique cello. As a child, I used to play the cello. I'm embarrassed to play it now, yet I enjoy it, and I appreciate that he got it for me.